Helena, happy belated in bulk. I did keep putting these off, and I'm really sorry it's so late, but I just was not feeling in the flow. I had a lot of things going on, but good news is I'm back. So I am going to do a reading. Again, this is for Helena. And I've already shuffled them, so you don't have to watch me do that whole thing, but I will cut them so you can see. Being that you're a magical person, and I think you read tarot also, I'm not going to do a whole lot of explanation for you, but in case you haven't seen this deck before, they have different names for the suits, so they're like organized into seasons. So I'll like winter is swords. Well, we'll go through, so I'll explain as I read these for you. Sorry, this cloth is really pretty, but it's slippery. I'll put my cards over here. All right, what covers you? So we have the Lovers, and as you know, this may not necessarily be an actual lover, but you are currently faced with a choice. Something you could go one way, which is where your heart is really calling you to do, and it would make you feel fulfilled, like it's karmic, like it's meant to be. This is something that suits you, and it makes you feel like it was meant for you. Not that it completes you, because you are complete already. And if it is a person, again, not that this person completes you, but it complements you. It works well. It fills in where you are deficient, and you are able to fill in where it may be deficient. So it's a perfect harmony, symbiosis. And again, if it's a relationship, whether it's actual lovers or even just a friendship, you really work well together beautifully, like a yin and a yang. Where you're lacking, they have surplus, and where they need help, you have extras. So with all my blabbing and everything, if we look here, you know in your heart which choice feels right for you. But for whatever reason, societal pressures or practical reasons, people not being supportive or believing in what it is that you really want to do, you may be tempted considering some other choice that may seem more practical, more attainable, but it definitely won't be as satisfying, and it won't set your soul on fire like the other choice would. And life is short, so I say, why not take the risk? But hey, that's just me. But either way, that's either a choice or having found that thing. What crosses you? So we got some big things going on for you right now. So what's impacting this decision or this place that you're at is also as awesome as this feels, and as thrilling, and as much as you might want to throw yourself completely 100% into that, you understand the need for balance. You can't invest all of your time and your resources into and your energy into this one thing. As perfect and as thrilling and as destiny or whatever as it may be, you have not lost awareness of the fact that you are needed in other areas, and that you need to do other things, and that there needs to be some of you or some way to be able to attend to all the other areas of your life. And so maybe that's what's giving you pause, causing you deliberation, because you want to know, well, yes, but if I do this, how am I going to do these other things? Will this take away from my other commitments? Will this impact my ability to be fully present for everybody else that needs me? And so that's your current situation. And I'm not really explaining the positions because I assume you know, but just briefly, this is the overall situation. This is what impacts it. This right here would be the foundation of the issue. So what is beneath you? So there has been some, you recently started something new, like a new job, or maybe just, learning something new, which again, even though to me, I always take this would be Pentacles, by the way, the Autumn or the Pentacles is kind of like the boring part of life. But this shows it doesn't always have to be boring. Even though, yes, it's your duties and you're attending to your material needs, it's the responsible stuff, but there's still magic in it. There's magic everywhere. There's magic in learning. And this is that beginner's mindset. While you may be doing something that's contributing to your material survival or your stability or your home or your family or whatever, but it's exciting because you get to learn something new and it's an adventure. And it can still be magical. There still is magical in the mundane. And you are very well in tune with that, having begun this new path of learning. And so that is impacting your situation as well. Maybe through this, you discovered, as you started learning about something new, you discovered a new path that really would be your perfect fit. But then you're kind of torn because, well, what about this? So that's where this came from. Something new that you had started that really gave you a sense of joy and pleasure from the very beginning. Your recent past, what is behind you. So in your recent past, and as you know, timelines are subjective. However, there may have been a loss of, which I know I experienced this, but a loss of connection to your spiritual flow. Maybe you went dormant. Maybe you couldn't hear spirit anymore. That was mainly because you were focused on ego. And ego gets a bad rap, and I know you understand all of this too. That ties into our material stuff. The stuff I said is boring, but you know what? We live a material existence. We do need to attend to our material needs, and there is no shame in deriving pleasure from material pursuits. We have our senses. It's okay to delight from them. It's okay to indulge them and to enjoy the material stuff. But when that stuff gets a hold of us and we forget that there's a balance, that spirit is just as important, or when we neglect our spiritual needs because we mistakenly believe that it's all about ego, that's when we fall out of balance. That's when this becomes a slave rather than a playmate. Like when we become a slave to this, it becomes our master rather than a playmate. When we forget that we don't need these things, when we forget that happiness does not have to come from things, then it can take some of that sparkly, fun aspect away because we start to believe that that's all there is to life. And it has to be this way, and we need these things or we can't go on. And so you went through a phase like that just recently where you became too focused on ego, so the you that's here for survival, which is okay, but you may have temporarily forgotten about all the other things that still exist and that have equal importance. So you may have gotten out of balance, but I'm sure you were aware of that because you do have this right here. All right. Your near future, what is before you? Two of spring. So we have, this is so good. So with this new thing, you started that and it gave you a lot of this really happy feeling, brought you to a place where you're seeing that maybe there's this new path that's going to be just perfect for me. And you understand the need for balance. So you're shifting out of this ego. So this could be also spiritually fulfilling. And here we go. In your near future, you may run into a partner. And again, this does not have to be romantic. Probably isn't, but it could be. That's very informative, isn't it? Sorry. But anyway, there's somebody that will join their efforts with yours. They are equally passionate about this thing. So with the two of you, with the matched levels of passion toward this, you're going to make more progress than either of you ever could on your own, and you both benefit from it. It sets you both on fire. So it's not like one of you is helping the other. You're both helping each other, and by combining your efforts, not only were you going to get that feedback, see the excitement from the other person will propel you, and vice versa. Keep each other amped up about it, and that just adds to the excitement of everything. So you will have somebody that would be contributing their energy to making this exciting thing happen, and they're passionate about it too. And also, of course, indicates that you are making progress in an area that does really spark that creative fire inside of you, because spring is fire. Don't ask me why. I would have thought that would have been cups, but it's not. It's staves. All right, what crowns you? the best thing you have going for you in this situation. You have like women, like a women's circle possibly, or it could be sisters, but I'm getting the impression it's just like a group of women that you feel supported by, who not necessarily share your passion in that they participate in it, but they're happy for you, and what makes you happy makes them happy. They are cheering you on. They're not the ones who are here to tell you about possible pitfalls or what you're doing wrong. They're not going to pick you apart. That's not their job or their desire. All they want to do is focus on the good stuff, the positive stuff. They want to build you up. They want to cheer you on. They want to motivate you. They want to, help you continue to see the positive things. So if you were to go to them, for advice, maybe that wouldn't be the best people to go to, because they're going to tell you all the best things, which are not untrue things, but they may not present a realistic viewpoint. However, if you're starting to doubt yourself, or if you feel overwhelmed or scared, these are definitely the people to go to, and you have them in your corner, most likely, like I said, women. And so that's really going to be a great resource for you right now, because it's going to keep you positive and confident. You in this situation. So Princess of Summer. So Summer would be the cups. So really, this is great. You're seeing all the best things about it. Sure. Okay, this is not a good or a bad card. No card really is good or bad. The good is that you're idealistic. You are seeing all the best possible outcomes. You're seeing everything in the most kind and flattering light. And you're believing in things that other people may consider impossible or unrealistic. But honestly, the only people that ever achieve those things are the people who believe that they can. So people may call you silly. They might call you foolish. They may look at your perspective as not practical. But that is okay. So that's going to help fuel you past, any things that might discourage other people or pull them off their path, not you. You are looking at this an idealistic viewpoint, but that is okay. That's a joyous place to be, right? Wouldn't it rather that than, the perspective of everything could go wrong? No, you might end up learning some things and gaining some different knowledge, but what could it hurt, right? And that you're just so happy about this, that your dream machine is just in high gear. That's awesome. I love feeling like that. Your environment. So something that is impacting this situation. Oh my gosh. What did I do? Oh yeah, I did do that card, but that is not you. So there is someone else that is also beginning something new. Maybe, again, this not being you, but there is a person in your environment who is just starting to get in touch with the part of themselves. Say like when you feel dead for a while, you're stuck on survival, you close yourself off, you don't notice beauty, you don't feel emotional fulfillment, you're just getting through. But then this is that time when it's like, a reawakening. Somebody is, and maybe somebody who was jaded and couldn't trust is starting to feel connection again. Maybe somebody who closed themselves off is starting to feel open. Somebody who couldn't love is starting to, maybe not even romantically, but is just starting to care. Somebody who just went through every day is seeing how beautiful the world is and how awesome friendships are and how much they appreciate how good food tastes and how nice the rain feels on your skin. This person is having an awakening and being able to feel things that either they didn't allow themselves to or for whatever reason couldn't. But now they are, and they just feel kind of like where you are right here. That rush, that thrill, life is beautiful. And so their, of course, energy is going to contribute in a positive way. But again, neither of you are coming from a practical standpoint, not to say this is not in any way to discourage you, but in the interest of balance, also try not to get too carried away with your emotions and your daydreams. Try to keep yourself grounded just a bit, because you're going to bounce off ideas off this person, and you're both going to, oh yeah, we can totally be president. I'll be your vice president. Oh yeah, let's move all of our friends into the White House. Like, you guys got to keep each other in check, but yeah, no harm in keeping each other like optimistic at all. Like, definitely be each other's cheerleaders, and that this person is impacting your situation, and that their positive enthusiasm is helping to feed your own. Your hopes or fears as it pertains to this situation? Well, I would say most likely that this would be a hope. There's something that you haven't dealt with. It's a hope. Something that was an experience that you went through, that you did progress through it, but you didn't actually move through it. Maybe emotional pain that you did not address, that you pushed aside, or that you shut out, or you ignored, or you squirreled away in that little part of you that you promise you'll get to later, but you're not going to. And you think you're okay. You think you moved on past that, but you didn't really address it. You didn't resolve it. You didn't heal it. And it's not going to heal itself just by being put in that forgotten corner of your psyche where you think it's not going to impact anything, but it is, and you know this. So I would say then that this is a hope, because you're hoping that you will have whatever it takes, either whether it's the bravery, the courage, the time, the motivation, whatever it is that's holding you back from taking an honest look at yourself, actually addressing the emotional pain head on, allowing yourself to feel it, allowing yourself to take the lessons from it, being able to start on that path toward healing and learning to communicate. So, again, like I said, probably a hope. But it may be a fear. People are afraid of confronting things that they haven't dealt with. There's a reason they haven't dealt with them. You may fear that you're going to have to do that work to be able to achieve what you want to achieve. And that can be scary. Either way, and you're going to be all right. Possible outcome, if you continue on your current path, I don't have to give you the lecture, because nothing is set in stone. So if you make different decisions, you can impact your outcome. Otherwise, what would be the point of a tarot reading? However, if you continue on the path you're on now, what is likely to come of it is achieving an awesome goal. You can do it. You are going to do it. As long as you keep that positive enthusiasm, surround yourself with people who are positive for you and who believe in you, as long as you keep your focus on knowing that you have to keep yourself in balance, so not taking away from anything to give to something else. And with the partnership that you have, somebody else who's equally passionate, being excited with the learning, man, you can totally do this. And the cards affirm. So the fairies say, yes, there is great joy and success toward not only just achieving one goal in one aspect of your life, but this is the type of goal that fulfills all of your buckets. So it's like all of the aspects of your life in tandem working together to create this harmonious outcome that isn't just beneficial for you in one way, but in all ways. So what a blessing. But I think you understand that there is some work to be done before you get there. But as long as you're willing to do the work and not afraid, then you will go far. Well, I hope that helps. I hope you got something out of that. Either way, though, I hope everything's going well for you in Battle Creek and everything. And I missed your belly dancing classes, but hit me up anytime if you need another reading. Bye.